attend. When it's up to you if you want to show your camera or not, but just for the sake of background noise, just please keep yourself muted at this time. And then at the very end, there'll be an opportunity to unmute if you want to speak your question. Otherwise, like I said, please put your questions and comments respectfully inside of the chat box. Okay? So going on to the next page, I just want to do a territorial acknowledgement. Anyone else, feel free to put in. I hear some people are calling from India and it's 11:30 p.m. You're welcome to put in the chat where you are calling from today. I am going to say that we work and study here at KPU on the unceded and traditional ancestral lands of the Kwantlen, Musqueam, Katzie, Siamo, Tsawwassen, Kwekwat, and Coquitlam peoples. I'm in Surrey right now, which is on the traditional territory of the Kwantlen First Nations and Coast Salish here. So anyone else, you're welcome to put in the chat where you're calling from. And going on to what we're going to discuss today in our agenda. So at the beginning, just introducing ourselves and going through the next parts when it comes to extracurricular opportunities. And then we've got our students that participated in the Costa Rica internship, Layla and Pooja, that will talk a little bit about their experience. And then Daria will talk about academic opportunities, particularly Metropolia in Finland. That is an option to take some courses from this summer. And then we will review how to apply for the program with the application process, funding that we have, and then there'll be a time at the end for questions. So yeah, when it comes to the introduction, that's where, yes, I'll introduce that myself. My name is Sarah Byrne, and I've started recently last October, working here. Very happy to help with supporting global mobility and experiences here for students. And I'm originally from Vancouver Island. I'm gonna let Daria introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Daria, and I am Sarah's counterpart, and I have started at KPU a little over a year and a half ago, and I am originally from the Republic of Moldova. It's a country in Eastern Europe, and came to Canada in 2019, so quite fresh. And yeah, so it's really nice to meet you all, and I'm excited to support you, as Sarah said, with all the virtual and hopefully in the future in-person exchange opportunities if you are interested in pursuing. So welcome to the info session today.
Okay, so Daria is working with the academic opportunities that we have to offer for credit, and I'm supporting with the extracurricular opportunities that are helping with work experience, global opportunities, language learning, connections, and understanding with different people and cultures around the world. So I'm going to go on to the first one, which is the Costa Rica internship program. So through this program, just to do an introduction to it, some of you may have checked it out, and I'm happy to have also had some appointments with some of you to give you some background on it. And thank you for your interest and enthusiasm. It's really great, you know, to have internship opportunities and that work experience when you're thinking about, oh, I've done some studies, and now maybe I'm looking for a job, and they're asking for my work experience. Where can I get that work experience without getting the job? So it kind of goes in that tumble. So internships are great opportunities for that, especially interesting internships in another country where you can kind of understand how they do their business, how they do their organization, and learn more about that country and culture at the same time. And then get to know some maybe other interns from other universities who are working with the same organization. So this internship program, we're working with a company. It's called Costa Rica Global Learning Programs. And then after the application process is finished, you will be meeting with the coordinator, Alexis, there, who is there to support with the organizations that you may be working as an intern under, and with any issues that you have, and giving some tips on it. And then she offers support for the Spanish language lessons, as well as activities and cultural events that are there to understand more about Costa Rican culture, as well as tips for virtual learning and knowing about how to work independently and with a new organization. So it is their commitment there, 10 to 15 hours. It is flexible. Nice thing about it being online is that you can put your schedule out there and work your time available to what they're doing, and then converse with your supervisor over WhatsApp or chatting over emails. And for this internship program, it is starting on June 14th. It is 8 weeks in total. The cost of the program is $800 US. It's $100 a week. The cost is going to the organization as they are facilitating the work there. But we would have scholarships available, and our previous students who participated were able to be fully refunded for the experience. Okay. So next, I'm going to just go into the benefits. There's international work experience for your resume, put your knowledge from your studies to practical use, remote learning that you can have, cultural activities, learn Spanish skills, support and guidance, and a flexible schedule, and you can network with the different companies and other people. These are the placements that you are open to working with. So there are different ones here that are related to health science, that are related to, we had students in psychology that were working with over here the ASONI group and helping with work that was done there. There's also, if you are a business student and have background wanting some practical experience with marketing, and there is lots of opportunities with tourism groups we have here, and also other companies like the marketing and fashioning, where they're thinking about trade and development. So if you're interested, you're welcome to also pick a few and then decide later when you are in the program to kind of solidify what your interest placement is, and Alexis can help with that. So right now I'm going to leave it first with Pooja, who's just going to explain a little bit about which organization she worked for and some little tips and feedback.
Thank you, Sarah. Hi, everyone. My name is Pooja, and I had chance to work with Illusion Travel Group as a social media intern, and it was amazing. For starting, it's a bit difficult because they are in a different time zone, you're in a different time zone, and the onboarding is for that only. But the experience that I got is truly unique. You get to hear about the local stories, you get to learn new languages, and even whatever you are learning in your program, and if you try implementing there, they are really open to your ideas and stuff like that. And by chance, if anywhere you are stuck, you have Sarah and Daria just to go there, like email them, they would be replying you back, and they would help you out with each and everything. And apart from that, even Alexis, because I had a chance to have a talk with Alexis as well, she's really super helpful, and she made the experience of this internship as authentic as possible. And when they say you're gonna make network, it's true. I mean, I met a lot of people, not even being there physically, but I was able to relate to them. So those are some of the things to look forward to. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Just want to open it up to anyone. Please use the emoji if you have a hand that you want to give Pooja a question about anything about her experience with Illusion Travel and her experience in this program as a business student. So does anyone have any questions at this time for Pooja? Purva, yes, you can unmute yourself and ask Pooja a question.
What did you learn in marketing? So it says that Illusion Travel Group is for marketing, tourism, design. What did you come across in terms of marketing? Was there any specific experience?
Yes, yes. So what happens during marketing, they have their own social media team for their Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. They are still expanding in their LinkedIn because LinkedIn is a new platform for them. And apart from that, they, scheduling the post, how you are going to read the engagements. Marketing is all about numbers. It's like you put out something there, you see the engagement, it's working, it's not working. So what is the thing behind that? All kind of those concepts, which I didn't had the chance to put it practically before this internship. It was just I knew, okay, yeah, this is how you read this number, this is how you do this. But when you actually do it, it's really different. So those are some of the marketing opportunity, basically social media. And when it comes to designing, I had a chance to work with Gabriel for editing the pictures. He gave me really basic, because I didn't know how to edit the pictures, like professional pictures, not the Instagram pictures that we upload, but the professional pictures. He gave me a really detailed tutorial of how you can start with the basics and build up on that. So those were some of the skills that I learned. And apart from that, if you have some other idea, it's like, oh, have you guys tried this in marketing? They're really open to those ideas as well. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. I have an additional question. May I ask?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. What made you choose Illusion Travel Group out of the all?
Oh, yeah. So, I'll tell you a short story. What happened is I wanted to go to data analyst position when I applied for the application. And then I was talking to Sarah and I was like, do I have a chance to change my thing? And then she was like, yes, for sure. And, Alexis was so kind enough to organize a really separate meeting with all the companies I was interested in. So I was interested with Illusion, and I was interested with one other company. It was Schools of Excellence, and she had a meeting with both of them separately with me, and I could just ask my questions about the company, what they are struggling with, how would I be contacting them, what are some of their unique points and stuff like that. And that gave me really clarity on what I want to go with. So with Schools of Excellence, it was really an amazing company. They had a lot of, if you want to work with 800 or thousands of students, there is a big opportunity. But with Illusion, something sparked me was because they are parent companies, Illusion and Durimity, and they have worked with BCC for their logistics and stuff like that. And all the stories about tourism and traveling made me really intrigued. I was like, yeah, I'm also a traveling person. I want to learn more about the travel company. So that's why I choose Illusion.
All right. Thank you.
No worries. And if you guys because we don't have that much time, or if Sarah don't mind, I can go. I mean, I can answer all the questions. But if there is something that you would like to ask me personally, please feel free to connect me on LinkedIn, or you can even email me.
Sure.
Right. Thank you, Pooja, for answering that. I was thinking also that, Illusion Travel, like you said, there's some difference with them and Durimity. That's another thing. I don't know if you can also explain that too, but yeah, that was a great explanation to answer that question for Purva. Does anyone else have any questions for Pooja before we move on? Purva, do you mind you can take the hand down if you finish having your question. And feel free to put them in the chat also, and we'll have a question period later. And that was really kind, Pooja, to offer for support for other people if they have questions later. Now we're going to move on to Layla, and Layla's just going to explain what group she was working for and types of projects she was doing. Okay.
Hi. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So hi, everyone. My name is Layla, and I am a health science student. So I did an internship at Casa de Socorro under Dr. Brenda Hernandez. And so the Costa Rica internship, aside from what Pooja said, learning a new language or, maybe refreshing your Spanish skills and the cultural lessons and everything, it's a great way for biology or health science students to gain experience because it's the pandemic. So a lot of the work surrounding health science is a lot of hospital stuff and everything. So this is a great way to gain experience while doing so. And I did a research paper, but you have your choice if you want to do anything else. So I did a research paper on the mental health during COVID-19. So the patients were surveyed, and then what I did was analyze the data I was given. And so I did put it into words and, find articles to support my findings, basically. And aside from, putting into action what I learned from my health science classes, I was also able to learn about how things were done in the hospital, from stories from my mentor, Dr. Branda. And what else? And yeah, I was given a lot of support, especially, if you haven't done an actually a research paper before, don't worry. She will help you. She will guide you through. She will give you. They will give you all the support you need, all the resources you need, and what else? So, and also the type of the project you want to do, it all depends on you, on what you want. Prior to the internship, you'll be given a survey, and then they will ask you what you want to do. So, if you don't want to do research paper like I did, you can do, there are a lot of stuff like video making and other things as well. And so I personally, I chose mental health as my topic for my research because I thought that was really relevant. But then there are also other surveys that was done, like in nutrition from the patients. And so a little background on Casa de Socorro, it's a nonprofit organization that treats patients from Costa Rica and also from other countries like Panama. And so from based on my stories, what they're doing there is they're treating those people for free. And so aside from doing an internship there, learning a lot, gaining experience, you were also able to help those people by putting out to the world what they are experiencing, in terms of their mental health, as well as, their nutrition and their wellness, because in places like these, it's very rare that they get the help, the publicity, because it's a pretty small organization, and mostly people don't really put so much attention in those. But then what you're doing is you're helping them get the exposure they need, and in doing so you will be able to help them. Yeah. And you have any questions, I'm open.
Looks like Jenny has a question. You're welcome
Hi.
to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, Lila. I am also studying health sciences as well, and I wanted to ask, I had a couple questions about it. One, I wanted to ask, were you able to apply any skills and knowledge from the health science degree into the internship?
Yeah. So the very first class you'll take in health science was Intro to Health Science, was it? Yeah, and a lot of that was talking about prevalence of diseases and the very basics. And so what I did was I analyzed the prevalence of depression, anxiety, stress among those people, and you're able to actually use them aside from just learning them.
And did you have any other opportunities or experiences with networking outside of the internship?
Yeah, we have Spanish classes, weekly Spanish classes. Aside from that, we also have a lot of cultural sessions, you know, like cooking and salsa,
Mhm.
previously. And there are also information sessions, you know, like how to build your resume, and there you'll meet a lot of people as well. So yeah.
Let's see here. So you mentioned Dr. Brenda. Is that your professor?
She's my mentor, so she's overseeing my internship.
Oh, I see. What type of support did you have if you needed help with the internship?
So we communicate through Microsoft Teams, and so if I have any questions, you know, like questions regarding the research, I'll just shoot her a message, and then she'll reply right away. Or if it's about the whole internship as well, not specifically, you know, my research paper, I would talk to Alexis, and then she'll also I'll email her, and then she'll also reply within the day.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, Alexis is really fast and very helpful as the in-between. And that's really special to have in internships because sometimes when you're out in the workforce, you're like all alone trying to navigate work and working with your supervisor. But this, and also like how to navigate intercommunication with someone who's from another culture and maybe English is not their first language. And so having her as like a support and there for you is really helpful. And I'm also there for if anyone needs anything as well. So any other questions for Leila or Pooja before we move on? I'm going to take that as a no right now, but thank you for those that did put their questions. And we'll, Leila and Pooja, if you want to stick around, you're welcome to. Otherwise, you're welcome to leave at this time. It's up to you. We're going to move on to...
There's a question actually from Reina. I don't know who you were asking, Reina, Leila or Pooja or both, in terms of how were your hours?
Maybe they both can answer if you guys don't
Both.
mind.
Okay, both.
Okay.
So
Okay, I'll start.
Or
Yeah. Okay, so as of my hours, because what happened is during my internship, one of in between, I had some exams and well, I was preparing for my finals and stuff like that. So during those time, they were really flexible with that. If I was not able to finish my hours, but apart from that, each week you have a new task. So they would assign you a task, you have to finish that task, and they are really not so strict with like, oh, you have to finish 15 hours or something like that. If that task is easy for you and you're finishing up it within maybe 7 or 8 hours, that's totally fine. But when it comes down to, because most of the organization, they really care about quality instead of the time you have spent on that. So if you had delivered a really quality work, they would not care about the hours. So that was with Illusion and Durability because I had a chance to work with both of them.
Leila, do you want to answer for that for yourself and just
you're
unmute
muted.
yourself?
You're muted, Leila.
Okay, yeah. And so the same with Pooja said, if you're not available on the time you set, the weekly time you set with your mentor, they're very flexible with their time as well. And so it's like halfway through the internship, we had our final exams. And so we were able to work around that. And for me, I was doing a research paper. So every single week, I am doing a new section. So like 1 week, I'm doing introduction. The following week, I'm doing the methodology. And so so this was not, you know, a timed internship unlike others. So it's just work whenever you're available. And then when for example, I finished my introduction for the week, I'll send it to her or I'll show it to her on the day we're supposed to have a meeting. And then she'll send me a feedback. And so I'll have to, you know, do some changes and everything. And then I'll show it to her again the following week. So it's just, it's all on the quality of your work, as Pooja said, and not so on the time.
Yeah, thank you both for those responses. If anyone else has any questions, please put in the chat. But yeah, the flexibility of the people within Costa Rica is there, understanding, as well as just that the work is more, like they said, project based. So working on that, and you have some independence and flexibility with that type of work. So thank you for those questions. So yeah, we're going to move on to the next opportunities. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the Japanese studies program. So for those people who are interested in learning Japanese language and understanding more about Japanese culture, either maybe you are brand new, because we have some opportunities for people that don't know any Japanese and do want to learn Japanese, and also we have it through our partnered institutions in Japan, so you get some practical experience from there, and as well as funding opportunities that we have through KPU to support that. So for it's either a beginner, or maybe you've taken some courses already in Japanese language or culture, and you just want to have more experience and practical experience with that. You're welcome to make some connections. Feel free to let me know, and that you can put that in the application program. We have this is to make it more practical experience for your language practice, that it is going to be within the Japanese synchronous time. And so there's 16 hours. So for it, the classes will be catered to your level and will be in the evenings. And for the program, it will be in July for 2 weeks. And there will also be opportunities to have just the classes, as well as opportunities to practice your speaking of Japanese with homestay families and other students through that program. So if you have any other questions about that, please email me, and I'll be happy to talk any more about that. The applications, just want to also start by saying applications for these programs that Darian and myself are going to be talking about, is due the end of May, 31st of May, deadline for the applications, okay? Next, I'm going to be talking about is a fun intercultural day with PUJ. It's a university in Colombia, in Bogota, Colombia, and they are offering one day. It's on the 29th of June. And for this, actually, there is no application required. It's just a fun single day where, as you can read in here, there are going to be sessions over Zoom where you can interact with another person who's a student in Colombia and get to know a bit about what life is like for them in Colombia, and learn a bit about improving or learning some Spanish phrases from Colombia, because they'll also teach you there's some unique phrases that are unique to Colombia, as well as just some general Spanish phrases that you can teach you through that, and answer questions. And then you can get to know someone in that country, and who knows if you'll get an opportunity to travel to Colombia and meet them in person someday. So that's just a fun day, and there's flexible for when it comes to the timing. And so just later, closer to June, I'm going to send a message to all the people interested just to schedule the timing. And then, yeah, like they said in here, here's the next slide, just talks about how there'll be some icebreakers in that, and just for that day, that it just it's a time to just be respectful and have some fun with the other people. So here's some pictures of some fun times that they've had when doing this language and culture exchange with other students from other countries around the world. And feel free, even if you don't know any Spanish, or maybe you know some, it's open to anyone. It's just nice to talk to someone else from another country and get to know a little bit about what they are going through, and learn a little bit more from their side of the world. So yes, please, if you are interested, do write your name. You can put it in the chat, or you can just email it and say, I'm interested in that, put my name on the list, and I will email you when it comes closer in June for more details. Okay? So next, I'm going to move on and pass it on to Daria. And Daria is going to talk about the academic opportunities and what's the difference between academic opportunities and extracurricular? Sorry.
Yeah, so thank you, Sarah, so much. So essentially, the virtual academic opportunities are for credit opportunities. As Sarah explained, the extracurricular ones give you kind of this cultural exposure and cultural immersion, as well as the opportunity to network and kind of give you that work experience or like practical hands-on experience. And while academic opportunities also give you that cultural immersion, the angle is a bit different. The angle is more academic in nature, so you actually take a class online through a partner university. And this list includes the ones that we've included in this summer round of academic opportunities that we are offering KPU students. Unfortunately, the deadlines for the first 3 have already passed, and the seats are full. But we have the Metropolia opportunity open. So Metropolia University of Applied Sciences is located in Helsinki and is one of our very popular partners that students actually go in person often. And this year they actually created this unique opportunity. It's called ICT Summer School 2021. And the ICT stands for information and communication technology. So this is particularly focusing on folks who are interested in this particular field. Of course, some of the courses that will be part of this program include like multi-core programming with Java and artificial intelligence and business management and so on and so forth. And we'll go through the list later on. Let me go back to the previous slide, Sarah, real quick, so that I can kind of touch base on kind of prices and timing and all of that. So essentially, it's a free opportunity, so you really don't need to pay anything. And the courses will be conducted synchronously during finish time, but there's a mix and match of times that you could potentially calculate whether it is not hopefully 3 in the morning in Canada, and select what is best for your time. And folks who are located actually abroad in India, might benefit from this time difference as well, because it might be actually a bit more convenient. It depends. So the credits portion. So these courses, like I said, are for credit opportunities. And typically the way for credit opportunities work is, let's say, Sarah, I'm just going to use Sarah as an example. Sarah is a student that is very eager to take multi-core programming with Java. She dreams about this course day and night, and she really wants to take it. And she comes to me and is like, Daria, so I want to transfer this course back to KPU, and I want it to count towards my program. My answer would be, do you have any electives left? So, because oftentimes the courses that students take abroad, they don't have a direct transfer to KPU. So oftentimes it transfers back as unassigned. So let's say that course particularly will be transferred as whatever code, whatever the Faculty of Business decides to give you, and the number is going to be 11XX. So oftentimes a business course online would be, a business course abroad would be transferred back to KPU as BUSI 11XX. So that would be one of those situations. So, and the amount of credits would be also determined by the faculty. So essentially, whoever is interested in the Metropolia opportunity, speak to me and tell me the courses that you're interested in taking, and then I will send this course for evaluation to the Faculty of Business so that they can evaluate it and see what you're going to transfer back to KPU. And you always need to make sure to speak to your academic advisor to see whether you do have any room for electives in your program, because folks who are in a program like, we have a similar program like, I forgot the exact name of what the program is called. It's kind of like IT, in the IT realm. There's no room for electives in that program. It's really, really, really packed. However, if you, let's say, are aware that you don't have room for electives, you're aware that you won't be able to actually use these credits for your actual KPU program, you can still take this opportunity. It's not, you're not excluded from it. You can still take it and still make use of the experiences in the network, especially because the professors that are teaching at Metropolia, they're not necessarily only professors from Metropolia. They're professors from Business College Helsinki, University of West Indies in Jamaica. There's a professor from Osnabrück University of Applied Sciences in Germany. So there's like an exchange within your exchange, technically. So just really, really great. And Pooja actually has mentioned that she also had the chance to participate in the OTH Regensburg program, exchange program, German University. It's so some of the students that you get to meet that are kind of in the same boat as you are. So it's really rewarding. And Pooja, feel free to actually mention, we forgot that you're kind of a 2-in-1 alumna for us, academic and extracurricular participant. So do you mind speaking a bit about your OTH experience?
Yes, for sure. I had an experience with German university and with Rendsburg. It's awesome. I mean, the students, the faculty, and everyone is so helpful, and especially Marcus. Marcus was, I was so, what happened is I took 2 courses and then I was struggling with keeping up the pace. I wanted to drop out of one of the courses and I just reached out to Marcus and he was like, don't worry at all. We understand you. Just let me know you want to drop this course. It's fine. And I'm still continuing my studies with IoT, and it's really amazing. You get to meet different people, you get to learn about different things that they do, how their study is different to ours and stuff like that. So I did meet some of 4 to 5 different friends because we have a project work together, and they are so understanding. It's like, oh yeah, we know you are in Canada. It must be really early in the morning. Don't worry. Even if you are not able to attend today's lecture, we got you covered and stuff like that. And because the additional thing is that they record all the sessions. So whichever synchronous sessions are they delivering, it would be recorded and it would be available to you throughout the course. So you can go back to the recordings, take any notes if you want, and it's awesome.
Thanks so much, Pooja. Thank you so much. So yeah, keep the questions coming. And Pooja's experience is a bit longer because it's an actual semester, a long exchange with Germany. Metropolia is quick and short. It's just some of them range like there's different weeks, opportunities in different weeks. There's one from August 2nd to August 6th. There's one from August 9th to August 13th. There's different dates, and the credits will be worth different amounts. So for example, so if we could maybe do the next slide. So you're going to notice this thing called ECTS. This means, so ECTS is how they call their credits, ECTS credits. It stands for European Credit Transfer System. So 3 ECTS, essentially, really roughly, don't quote me on it, but really roughly, it's 1.5 KPU credits. Sometimes faculty our faculty assess the course outline, and they're like, the workload is more like 1 KPU credit. So they can, give you that based on what they feel like it's fair and maintains the academic integrity of the transfer course that they give you. So essentially, so right now, if you are wondering like how an exact course will transfer to KPU, right now there's many courses to assess. So we're just gonna do one by one, whatever course you're interested, we will send it for assessment, because we couldn't necessarily like give like all 20 courses for assessment for our faculty, because they will not be very happy with us if we send them 20 courses for assessment. So if you're interested in a certain course that caught your attention, let me know. And then if, let's say, the faculty says, there's not really an equivalency, because sometimes, I'm being transparent, sometimes the faculty comes back and says, I don't think we have an equivalency. I don't think I can give an equivalency of this course to our student. That doesn't mean that you cannot take it. Again, it's an opportunity for you to network, to gain experience in a different education system, things like that. So there's still a benefit. So keep that in mind. Don't get discouraged. Okay. So yeah, so as Sarah kind of goes through, there's courses on our website. You can actually click on the link, and that will take you to the actual official website of Metropolia, where you're going to see the list course by course, and week by week, what courses are offered, what times they're offered, and who's teaching them. And maybe you can research one of those professors on Google. I do that all the time. So yeah, and fun fact, interestingly, there is going to be a professor in week 4, August 23rd to 27th. The course Mobile App Development Using React Native is actually being taught by a Kwantlen Polytechnic University professor. Yeah, so that's actually a really cool surprise that I was like, oh, score. KPU's going places. So that's it for me for these opportunities. And I just wanna note that that we will be continuing keeping you up to date, and all students up to date, through mass emails about future opportunities for academic exchanges virtually, because as some of you may know or may not know, again, travel uncertainties, we are not able to support in-person mobility or exchange programs for the fall 2021. So stay tuned for more academic opportunities for fall 2021, and extracurricular, hopefully, as well. But yeah, so right now we're gonna go over really quickly the application process. So I'm gonna share my screen. Thank you, Sarah, for going on that slide for me. So I'm gonna. Okay, so do you all see my screen? Perfect. So this is the application. So it's fairly straightforward. There are some confusing pieces here that we want to address. That's why we're putting it up. We tried making it not confusing, but we still made it confusing. So obviously all these fields are required, and we want you to fill it out to the best of your ability. Always make sure to select your status, whether you're a domestic student or international, as well as your home campus. If you don't know it, it's not necessarily, some of you are online anyway, so no worries about that. So you're going to see some of these opportunities listed here, and we ask you to select your first choice and second choice. Usually it's if, let's say, for some reason the first choice opportunity doesn't work out, there's always a backup for a second choice. But if you are like, I'm totally only interested in the Costa Rica internship, I don't really, I'm not in, in informational communications technology, I'm not that person. Select the first choice, and that can be yours, and you can submit it that way. You don't have to have a second choice. Always make sure your GPA is meeting our minimum requirement, 2.5. We want that to be a thing. We want you to make sure you meet that, and then minimum completing 9 credits at KPU. We want you to have a bit of KPU experience before you embark on these extracurricular opportunities. So statement of interest, so word limit is 500. We don't want you to write a dissertation or a thesis. We just want to get a sense of, like, the core of why have you chosen this experience? Some of our students, and as Pooja and Leila said, like, they wanted that hands-on, they wanted that networking opportunities, and that's one of the reasons why they chose these experiences. So, tell us your reasons. Please, Sarah.
I just want to add for that one point that for some students, maybe like Daria had said, maybe you're only interested in the Costa Rica internship program, you don't have a second choice. Feel free to only put that first choice. When it does come to Costa Rica internship, perhaps also add what placement organization maybe you're interested in, why that placement organization is of interest to you, how that will benefit you for future, for when it comes to jobs, anything else in the future, or relation to the your studies.
Thanks so much, Sarah. Yeah. So, and then how will this virtual, like Sarah said, kind of like how this, virtual experience link to your educational professional and career goals? Make sure you put true effort into that, because we really, when we assess your application for suitability, for fit, we really, that's some of the, Sarah is lucky to meet with a lot of you guys for those that want to do the internship, and I'm lucky to meet with those who want to do academic, but oftentimes we don't get to meet each other's students who we're talking to. So this is how I get to know Sarah's students. This is how Sarah gets to know me, my students, and then and the rest of the committee as well looks at that. So make sure you step up your game here. Okay, proposed study plan. So for academic experiences only. Costa Rica folks, forget about this part. You don't need to worry about it. Those of you who want to do Metropolia, for instance, indicate the number of courses you intend to take. So let's say you want to do 2 or 3 or 4 or however much, just don't go overboard, you want to enjoy your summer too. So we encourage you to do 1 or 3 so that you don't feel as overwhelmed. If you're interested in 1, feel free to put 1. But we always ask, propose a minimum of 6 courses. Just in case, for some reason you cannot get into one of the courses, you have another backup. So, put your top classes here that you feel like you're really, really interested in. Okay. And then if you anticipate meeting the prerequisites, make sure that when you look at the courses from Metropolia, their website is beautifully constructed. It has all the outlines, all the credit amounts, the times, the professors, everything. So read course descriptions carefully so that you can see if there needs to be a prerequisite or something like that. Okay, because I'm sure I will not meet any of the prerequisites for any of the classes if I look, because they're all like in the field that I have no knowledge about. So so make sure you take a look at those. And then this portion is reference forms. We will need you to submit us. We will need from you 1 faculty reference form or community involvement reference form. So either a faculty or a volunteer supervisor or a mentor or a boss that you've worked for before can send us, and once you click on these, you're gonna find the forms. They're very quick. They're not, it takes 5 minutes to complete. So, and a very, very important point, we need the reference person to send them directly to us at internationalprograms@kpu.ca. Not send you and then you send us. Just send, tell them to send us directly to our email. So, and it says here, this is super, super extra duper important. So, and then obviously the signature, the acknowledgements and all that. Okay, part 1, that's done. Now, yes, I'm not done talking. So if you wanted to, yes, go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, I just want to add something in there, because I know some students might get it can be stressful when it comes to maybe how to sign this online. So even if you're not able to digitally sign it, I wouldn't stress about printing it and then trying to sign it there too, because you can even put your name there, and there's ways to put it in, because we know if it's emailed from your personal KPU email address, we know that is coming directly from you. So just to add that into there for the signing and the ticking of the boxes too, that can all be completed on the computer, not necessary to print it off and do anything and scan it again.
Perfect. All right, so part 2 now, we're going to talk about awards, because that's probably a big question, and a big question for y'all. So funding. So for example, so the Metropolia is a free opportunity. Don't need to worry about money. However, the Costa Rica and the other Ishikawa program. So you will need to apply for the awards and scholarships, and if you want to be considered, because as Sarah said, a lot of our students have applied and they were lucky enough to get selected, and so yeah, so you will read through all of this carefully, and make sure, by the way, to the unofficial transcript. So make sure to submit us an unofficial transcript. You don't need to order the official one from, and pay the fee from the registrar's office. No worries. You click here for instructions of how to access your unofficial transcripts. And I'll share my other screen really quickly so that you can see how you can access the unofficial transcript, and most importantly, how to save it. So, because that's the challenging piece sometimes for students. So 1 second. So I'm sharing my screen right now.
Daria, we also have a question.
Yes.
And who has the question, don't mind unmuting. You can ask your question now.
So do you mind if I go over this so that we can answer maybe the questions in the end? So yeah, because I would just want to give everyone the information. So perfect. So unofficial transcripts, you can that link that I showed you will take you to this website, and you can download it here, and then make sure you click print, even if you don't have a printer, don't worry about it. And then save as a PDF on your computer, and bam, you will be able to save this on your computer and send it to us. All right.
That is a wonderful tool to use. So you don't need a printer. Saves automatically as a PDF. You got it straight away. You've got your transcript. It's everything set to go. You just email us. No need for the printer, and it comes out clearly. And that is a handy tool for anything in the future.
Yeah. So so lastly, I just want to reshare my screen again and show you the last part, last but not least part of the application. It's the other essay. The word limit is 700 words. It's why you're applying for the funding. Why are you asking for this financial support? We'd like to see the reasons, and we'd like to kind of get to know your situation in that sense. And then obviously there are the commitment is attached to the scholarship, to the award, we want you to participate in a post-exchange video or written interview experience, kind of like a testimonial like Pooja has done and Leila has done. When we resume in person, we would like you to volunteer with us for at least 5 hours upon completion of your exchange, and then participating in surveys and questionnaires, because really we want to hear about your experience and make it better. And if you're like, I'm totally not liking this part, we want to hear that, and we want to improve it for the future. So so this is kind of what the commitment is, and then the acknowledgements obviously require the signature, and as Sarah said, just type in your name. You don't have to print it and worry about signing it physically on paper. So that's it for myself. I'm aware we have 4 more minutes. Sarah, do we want to jump to the Q&A, or do we want to cover any other information? Oh, okay. So questions. So we do have a question from Gurinder. So go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hello, Dara.
Yeah.
Myself, Gurinder. Yeah. I'm interested in academic course from Metropolia, as I'm a student of the business management, and I'm interested in international business course.
Okay, that's lovely. So so basically what is going to happen is I'm going to okay, so we have another question. So I'm going to connect with you. At the end of the meeting, we're gonna obviously share the application form with everyone, and so depending on your situation, we'll connect. I know, Gurinder, that you made an appointment with Sarah. So I know that maybe I don't know, maybe because I don't have availability in Advisor Connect, but if you could find a spot or email me saying, hey, maybe there's another availability that works best, let me know. I'll make myself available so that, we can assist you to the best of to the best of our ability, okay? Yeah, and Jemima has asked whether these programs are running every semester. We like every semester the opportunities are different. So so some of them may repeat themselves, like Costa Rica ran last semester and then it's running this semester. So we'll see. Depends on our partners abroad as well. So that's that. Gurinder, I'm gonna go back to you real quick. Do you have any other questions specifically about the academic opportunities, any of that?
Yes. I'm not clear. Like it's my it's my second semester here, and
Yes.
I'm continuing my studies from India, and my network connection is not stable here. But will it be able for me? Like, what would you like to refer me? Like, should I go with the 2 courses? Like, I'm interested in international business, and another was for management of change.
So I guess my advice to you is maybe let's because I really want to learn more about your your specific situation, and I really need you to also speak to your academic advisor beforehand whether these courses fit in your program, whether you care whether these programs these courses transfer to your program or not, or are you taking them for just personal experience. So I really want to talk to you about that one-on-one, so that we can tailor this specifically to your needs, okay? So I'll reconnect back with you via email so that we can meet one-on-one. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, it will be the good option.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I look forward to speaking to you in person. So, all right.
I've just been answering some of the questions in the chat while Daria was responding to another question. And so when it comes, we have just explained the summer opportunities, and applications, just reminder, are closing at the end of May. And then when it comes to other opportunities for other semesters, we will then be discussing those, and then they may be the same or they may be different as different courses come up at different universities, different extracurricular opportunities are available. So they can change. There's a diversity, and while you're still an active KPU student, you're welcome to apply for those. And yes, there will be, as we understand, some students are also just within their second or first year. You have maybe opportunities in future to do an in-person when those could come available while you're still an active KPU student. So yeah, email us each semester if you're still actively interested in something. Check out our website. When it comes to looking into after the application deadline of May and into June, then we will close these opportunities and start posting for the next semester. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Bye, Pooja. Have an amazing day. It was lovely to meet you all virtually. And if you have any other questions, again, email internationalprograms@kpu.ca. Gurinder, you have one more question. We literally have like 1 minute. Feel free to answer.
Yeah. Can I get your KPU email ID so that I can reach back to you?
So it's the one that we've been emailing you from, International Programs. I'm typing it right now, at kpu.ca. International Programs at kpu.ca. Yep, that's the one, and I hope we connect soon.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Daria, are you free today? Like, I'm free today. After that, I will be having my classes.
Yeah, so let me, I actually do have back-to-back meetings. In fact, I need to jump to see a student right now. So
Okay.
I will be we'll be stopping the recording right now. So 1 second.